Hey, what's going on? Screen Thumb. Welcome back to the indoor winter garden. I figured you guys might want to see an update on what's growing, what's not growing, how things are looking, and just kind of a general overview. So for those of you who follow my channel, you know, guys, I show you what's worked, what doesn't, what's been a success, what's been a failure. Um, I'm an open book when it comes to the channel, right? Because I mean, not everything is going to work. Some things are better than others. So let's kind of discuss what's working down here, what's not, and what we're doing about it. All right, I'll flip this camera around there, or I'll just point it down at the stuff that's growing, and we'll go a little walkthrough here. Okay, so I've spun the trays around here under the lights so you guys could see this better. I'm still working on getting another tripod. So right off the bat, not a single head of lettuce has come up. See, there's my, right here. There's where the lettuces were, and down at the far end, all those empty cells. None of the lettuce came up. I'm not sure why. I did buy those seed packs a couple of years ago. Maybe the germination rate has drastically dropped off. Maybe they sprouted and the cells got too dry. Lettuce isn't overly hardy when you're growing those seeds. So maybe something happened. Maybe I planted them too deep. I haven't figured out what's going on, but not one single lettuce plant has come up. We are having good success with our tomatoes. Right, we have our Tommy Toes up front, and then we have our Brandywines in the back. They're coming along all right. What else we got here? Our kale's growing. This is the dwarf curly kale. So essentially, what I've been waiting for on the stuff that's growing is for there to be a big enough root mass inside each one of these cells so that I can transplant them, and so the soil isn't going to fall all over and bare root the plants. So like, for example, all of these tomatoes, they're definitely ready to transplant. So normally when you're growing little seedlings like this in smaller cells than these, right? These are 5x10s. When you're growing them smaller than this, generally you can transplant them when they have their first set of true leaves. But these are well past that point. But that's okay, because I wanted a decent root mass inside each one of these cells, because that's going to prevent transplant shock when I move them. Now, you're always going to get transplant shock. It just depends on how bad. Okay? In the back here, we have the big red pepper that's growing, nice and slow, but it's still growing. And we've got another little tiny one behind it where the seed is still stuck the leaves together. So I'll just fix that up after we finish that there. So zoom this in here so you can see better. All right, oh, get off of there. There we go. Okay, so here we have our row of spinach. See? The spinach. So I have lost a couple of heads of spinach, and they bolted. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here. I just pulled this out. See, it's bolted? So this spinach plant is just trash. Same as here. It's garbage. So I've just picked them out, because if they're bolting, they're going to be no good. So we've got rid of that. I think that was probably because the light was too intense on them. So I've raised up the light and dimmed it down a little bit. This is my second year growing with this massive LED light, and it's a bit of a challenge to dial it into the appropriate height and strength, because I can adjust it. So I know that some of the plants are struggling because it was too bright or too close. So I'm working on it anyways. We've got our dill. The dill's doing all right. Hey, look at all those little dill plants. And behind that, see, there's all the dill right there. Behind that, we've got all the Swiss chard. That's coming along. We have no oregano growing yet. Okay, where's the oregano? There. We've got no oregano growing. But the basil is looking awesome. All those delicious basil plants. And as you can see, the cilantro is definitely loving it in here. We can eat this anytime now. You can just start trimming some of that off. I'm still dealing with the fungus gnat issue. As you can see, those are all fungus gnats. So we're still working on that. I have a feeling that I'm gonna have to do a couple of, yeah, see, like they're literally crawling on the back because there's no stickum on the back. I haven't taken the extra sheet off. So we're still dealing with the fungus gnats, and I have a feeling that that's why these little seedlings down here aren't doing as well, because there's the fungus gnat larva in the soil. So I got to go to Walmart and whatever and buy more of this. I don't think I put enough in the soil to kill all of them. So that's a work in progress. When I planted the green onions in here, none of them have come up. Not a single one. See, look at, if you look in here, you can see the fungus gnats crawling around in it. See them? So yeah, still dealing with fungus gnats. So none of those green onions grew up, and I have a feeling that that's because those seeds were several years old and the germination rates just faded right out. What else didn't grow? Remember when I planted the zucchinis in the little pots? They all rotted in the soil, and I have no idea why. I've never had that happen before. So as you can see, I've got more seeds in here. I germinated seeds on the 8th, and I did them in the, you know, the old Ziploc bag trick. So January 8th, I put those in there. And this morning, when I opened up that bag to do this video, this one has a root on it that's almost 3 inches long. So that's how fast these things take off. So I didn't bury it this time because there's the top of the plant. So by tomorrow, that's going to poke out and that'll start growing. So I've got 3 of these going. The cucumbers I tried to germinate. For whatever reason, didn't germinate. That's probably an old seed issue too, because when I germinated a whole bunch last springtime, I had way more than I knew what to do with. So I've started a new round of those, and those are starting to break open in their shells. So what I'm going to do is, when I'm done this video, I'm going to go get all of those lettuce seeds, and I'm going to replant them, and I'm going to plant them shallower, and hope that that changes their germination rate. Maybe it's too hot down here. Lettuce is more of a cool plant. So I'm wondering maybe too if the heat from the light has heated up the soil too much. And the little lettuce seeds, they didn't like the heat. I don't know. I don't normally grow a whole lot of lettuce. And if I do, I plant it right in the soil outside. I direct seed right into the gardens. So I don't normally plant lettuce inside in cells. So we're working on that. So I'm just going to, just thought you guys might want an update. See what's going on down here. So when I'm done this video, I'm going to throw it up on YouTube. And then I'm going to go get my work clothes on. And I'm going to start making more soil. See, I've got these big pots, and what we're going to do is we're going to dump the soil from there into the red bin, and we're going to put some more additives in there. Like back there, you can see I've got bags of composted cow manure. Look at that. There's grass growing right through tears in the bag. So we're going to add some of that into this bin, and another bag of Pro-Mix and some more perlite, and we're going to make some more soil. And then we're just going to start planting. We're going to transplant. We're going to definitely transplant the tomatoes. The Swiss chard are going to go in these, I don't know, what are these, half-gallon pots. And we're just going to start transplanting everything, because some plants don't like being confined in little tiny spots. So, and the kale is probably pretty close to getting transplanted as well. If I can get them out of there, I'm going to try off camera. If I can get the kale out of these plastic grow trays and into soil, then we're going to transplant those as well. So keep your eyes open for another video later on this afternoon. And yep, keep growing good food, guys, because that's what it's all about. If you guys are new to the channel and you like what you see, this is a greenhouse I built in my basement, 6.5 feet wide, just shy of 12 feet long. And the whole plan is we are going to fill this whole space with green plants. We're going to build a trellis on the wall right over there. We're going to trellis tomatoes. We're going to trellis cucumbers. We're going to fill this whole space with food over the winter time. So if you're not subscribed, hit that little subscribe bell and notifications, and hit that little thumbs up. Share this video out, guys. Leave a comment. Do all the social media things, because it helps with the AI systems who kind of run all this crap now. And watch out for the next video. All right, see ya.